Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today, I read an article on foxbusiness.com written by Megan Henney titled, "Homes Are Now Unaffordable in 99% of the US for Average Americans." I'll include a link to the article in the description below. I encourage you to read the full article to support the author and news source. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of this article that are of public interest. According to the article, real estate data provider Adam examined 572 U.S. counties and determined the median home price in 99% of those areas is out of reach for the average income earner who makes about $71,214 annually. In my opinion, it is sad that everyday Americans are being priced out of this real estate market. The Federal Reserve kept interest rates artificially low for far too long. They also injected far too much money into our economy. Many Wall Street companies turned homes into speculative assets and drove up real estate prices. I talked with an investor who went to a sheriff's sale to try to purchase a property. At the sheriff's sale, there was a representative from a large Wall Street company. Some of the mom and pop investors who were trying to purchase some of these sheriff's sale properties for a reasonable amount of money were outbid by this Wall Street company representative. At one point during the sheriff's sale auction, the representative from one of these large Wall Street companies became frustrated by how slow the bidding process was going for a particular house. He decided to throw out a very high price so that the auction could end for that particular house and they could move on to the next one. This really upset some of the mom and pop investors who really had hoped to purchase that particular house. I'll tell you something else that has been happening in the real estate market in recent years. Many real estate agents that I have spoken with have told me stories about young people who have been purchasing properties with all cash offers or with very large down payments. They have told me that the money came from their wealthy parents. Some of these wealthy parents are equity rich in their home because they were fortunate enough to buy that property at the right time 20 or 30 years ago. If you are fortunate enough to have wealthy parents here in the United States of America, you may stand a chance at being able to own a home yourself. It's sad, but that is the grim reality for many people right now. As the article that I referenced today indicates, the median home price in 99% of the counties examined is out of reach for the average income earner who makes $71,214 annually. Think about how many everyday Americans earn far less than $71,214 per year. Some of these people may never stand a chance at being able to purchase a home unless they take some drastic measures. In my opinion, everyday Americans who have their heart dead set on owning a home someday shouldn't give up. They should take drastic measures. They should be prepared to do things that other people wouldn't even consider. This might involve moving back home with parents or moving in with in-laws, maybe for a couple years, to be able to live cheap and save as much money as possible to be able to purchase a home. This isn't glamorous at all. It would not be fun in most cases, but it may allow some individuals to be able to save the money necessary to be able to purchase a home. Some individuals who want to purchase a home may need to consider taking on a second or third job in order to bring in additional income that they can save for a home down payment. When you are in a competitive real estate market, a large down payment can sometimes put you at an advantage. Let me share with you a story. I once represented some sellers. We received multiple offers. One of the offers was from buyers with FHA financing. My buyers were a little uneasy about this because they knew FHA appraisers can be very picky. They decided to go with the buyers that had FHA financing because they were willing to offer more for the property than some of the other individuals who had cash. In the end, the transaction worked out great. The buyers with FHA financing ended up getting the home that they wanted, and my sellers ended up getting a lot of money for their home that they were selling. Not all transactions work out like this. There are some sellers that would prefer to take a cash offer as opposed to FHA financing or even some type of insured conventional financing. Sometimes this comes down to past experiences with the real estate agent that is selling the home or past experiences with the sellers. If someone had a bad experience with some type of financing that requires a small down payment, they may opt to go with a buyer who is presenting an offer with a higher down payment or an offer that is all cash. To be as competitive as possible in the real estate market, buyers may want to save as much money as possible for a down payment. To do this, someone may need to take on a second or third job. Some individuals may need to focus only on spending money on absolutely required items in their life. This may mean foregoing vacations. This may mean not going out to dinner as frequently. This may mean stop shopping at the mall for new clothes on a regular basis. Some individuals may want to focus on necessities and not niceties. I believe there is still hope for individuals who dream of owning a home someday. I didn't have rich parents that provided me with a down payment or helped me purchase a property with all cash. I lived as cheap as I could with roommates, and I tried to sock away as much money as possible each payroll cycle. This allowed me to come up with the down payment for the very first property that I purchased. Sure, this was decades ago, and that was during a completely different real estate market than we have today. But I am optimistic. I think it is still possible today for people who work hard, try to save as aggressively as possible, and have their hearts set on owning a home someday. It may take time, but I still think it is possible. Look at what is going on in some parts of the United States of America. As interest rates have gone up recently, there have been price reductions on many homes. Some sellers may need to get even more realistic with their price in order to move their home. This could present opportunities for buyers at some point. If we see a sizable correction in the stock market at some point in the future, it is possible that some large companies may decide to lay off some of their human capital. If this happens, some individuals may be forced to sell their homes. Right now, a lot of individuals who are locked in at a 3% interest rate have no interest at all in selling their home. But if someone like this is laid off and is unable to find new employment, someone like this may be forced to sell his or her home. Some Airbnb operators may be forced to sell their homes as well. In some cities, new laws are being enacted which could impact some of these Airbnb operators from continuing to be able to rent out their properties. Some of these Airbnb operators may be forced to put these properties on the market for sale. Some large landlords who have short duration loans with long-term amortizations may be forced to sell some of their properties as well. Some of these large operators may be put into a situation where they are unable to refinance their portfolio of properties because of this higher interest rate environment. The cash flow model may no longer make sense. This could result in more inventory on the market. I suspect there are some individuals here in America who got caught up in the fear of missing out in recent years. Some of these individuals may have rushed into buying a new home. Some people right now may be regretting their decision. Some of these people at some point may decide to list their home for sale. In recent years, while interest rates were cheap, a lot of people decided to become a landlord. Some people thought this was easy money. Right now, there are probably some individuals across America who are tired of being a landlord. Reality has set in. They are tired of dealing with difficult tenants. They are tired of dealing with property maintenance. Some of these individuals may be getting ready to list their properties because they have realized being a landlord isn't easy money. These are just some examples of why we could potentially see more inventory in the real estate market across the United States of America at some point in the future. For individuals who dream of being a homeowner, stack cash, live cheaply right now. Prepare yourself because it's possible there could be some opportunities around the corner. For individuals who think a home is out of reach because we are in a higher interest rate environment right now, there is another possibility. FHA loans are assumable. If you work with a real estate professional, that real estate professional may be able to help you find a seller that has an FHA mortgage currently at a low rate. It is possible for you to be able to assume that FHA mortgage at that low rate. A lot of people don't even know that this is a possibility. Some real estate agents may not even know that this is a possibility. It's important to find a good qualified real estate agent who has experience with this. What do you think about all this? Are you surprised that homes are now unaffordable in 99% of the US for average Americans, according to the article that I referenced today? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. I want to extend a special thanks to all of the individuals who took the time to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for your support. I also want to extend a special thanks to all of my channel members. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.